like a whole new world, a whole new ball game.
We brought somebody into the picture
Yeah.
who actually knows the language of the internet.
Technology, Wi-Fi.
Like when somebody says to me, upload, I don't know what they're talking about. You know, I've heard,
You start to take your pants
it
off.
shocks me, exactly.
It's horrible.
And so it's good to know.
Well, look at this diagram that's been given to us by our new IT director here. So if things were to go wrong, you can see here, it starts at
follow
the
the
smiley
path.
face
Just follow the path.
and walk over to the door, right? And then up in the cloud here is where everything is to save
Right
our
there.
our
Right
ass when we
Boom.
screw things
Boom.
up. But in all seriousness, it's been a while. It's been too long.
It has been.
I saw you and Dr. Friedman last week on Friday. I was down in Florida fishing, hanging out with some guys I grew up with. And,
You was on your phone on the boat?
yeah, I had my phone on the boat. Yeah, I was playing games and stuff, taking pictures.
Cool. I know you weren't fishing.
There's a redfish. Take a picture.
I mean, those little things they put on the end of the line are sharp. You could hurt yourself.
What you do is you grab the fish, right?
Yeah.
You get the net, and then you pull it out, and then you take a picture real quick.
Yeah.
It's your fish.
Yeah.
Nobody knows.
No, that's it.
Nobody knows.
You put it on your wall. That was
all those things.
That was one that was in the Keys with Castro. I didn't know what
He was a hell of a fisherman, by the way.
Oh,
He was a hell of a fisherman. So we got our technology figured out. We had some issues with Wi-Fi and internet and whatnot. We've got it all worked out now. So we're going to start bringing a more consistent show. We're going to do the podcast. We're going to upload them at night. And all the things that we said we were going to do in the beginning that we didn't do.
we didn't know how to do.
We didn't know how to do. But now we're in different hands.
It really is amazing what a different world it is, isn't it? I mean, from anything that we know. I mean, I grew up in radio and television. I have no idea what this is.
Right, but your willingness to learn is what every week you're like, what is that? Let me learn how to do
Throw
this.
my hat in.
Yeah.
Just get involved.
Yeah, please.
Get out my Phillips head screwdrivers and go to work.
Hey, I got great news. I was just looking at my Twitter sports updates. Austin Riley just hit a 2-run homer, his first of the spring.
Cool. I like that.
I do too.
I think we're going to have I don't want to say decision, it sounds so stupid, but you got Marcelo Zuna in left field. Where we're going to put Riley, I think Riley's going to hit. I mean,
well, it's third base. It's him and Camargo. That's what they're trying to figure out.
We're going to have to put one or the other in left field, and it's great, but one of them is going to be off. It's like Camargo was last year. Just dealing with that situation and dealing with the disappointment of not winning the job. He was a mess all year.
He came back in shape. He wants to compete.
He lost a bunch of weight. Yeah.
This is good. You want competition. You want guys really going after it. And look, survival of the fittest, and there's going to be injuries, and other guys are going to contribute. And I think, come trade deadline, I think the Braves are going to take that next step. I really do. I think they're still just evaluating their youngsters, and they don't know who's. Like Tukey, what the hell's Tukey? Kyle Wright, what's Kyle Wright? You'd hate to trade one of these guys, and it turns into Scherzer.
Yeah, but when you talk about Riley and Camargo, I don't think there's a mystery. I think we know. I think I'd like to have them both.
I don't know yet.
Both in the lineup.
I don't know yet, man. See, I think
With
Camargo could really be a good big league third baseman.
Oh, so do I.
I really do. And I think Riley could be your 30 home run, 250 guy. And I still don't know what kind of third baseman he is, even though that's his position by trade, because we didn't really get to see a lot of it.
I'm just going by what everybody's saying. It's the way I was career.
That's what you've done.
Supposed to be an excellent third base. Oh, stop.
Just go with what everybody says.
Yeah, I've never gone with what anybody says.
Bo, don't go in there.
Oh, really?
Now you gotta go. Let me show you. But no, it's exciting. I hate to hear the news on Hamels. Looks like he's going to be out all April. But he's hanging around the guys. He's showing Max Fried how to grip things.
Doing card tricks is great. I could
bet he is doing card tricks.
I really could sense that. Not sense. It was in the back of my mind when he came. That we're bringing a.
You're really getting a guy at the back end.
Yeah.
You're really getting a guy. He was. I mean, when he was in Philadelphia, he was incredible. And what's amazing?
He's bringing a lot of history.
For
as
sure.
far as injuries are concerned.
But I still think you paid a good price for him. $18 million for 1 year. I'd rather have him than Keuchel. I saw enough of Keuchel.
Whoa! Absolutely.
Yeah. I was done with Keuchel. But what was I going to say? Is Felix Hernandez? Here's the other guy that I never really even considered. I mean, when we signed him, I was like, oh, he's not going to make the club. They just want him to hang around the young guys. This guy's going to make the club. He's, especially with the injury to Hamels, he's probably going to be your fifth starter. He's hanging around all these guys.
I think he throws today.
Yesterday.
Oh, he threw yesterday.
Yeah, he pitched yesterday. He pitched good. I think he gave up 1 earned, in 2 innings, struck out 2, gave up a couple hits. But I mean, he's no, I don't think he's given up a 1 run in 7 innings this year. So he's been pitching really well. But my point is, you got him and Hamels with all these young pitchers. Him to relate to the young Latin pitchers and Hamels with everybody else. And it's just a great dynamic to have 2 guys like that.
Yeah, but but the other thing is, you got that powder keg that's faulty. You don't know. Fulte go out there and you don't know what he's going to do on the mound.
You know what's funny? I used to play basketball with a guy who had a manicured beard like that. Good athlete, wiry guy, kind of like that. Looked like Civil War type freaking guy. Sure. Yeah. And I tell you what, this dude would snap. He would just snap like in the middle of a basketball game. Everybody would be like, what the hell is going on with this guy? And so you got to watch out.
He needed product.
I think you got to watch out for the guys with the manicured beards.
I've always thought that.
Yeah. The white guys.
And the pointed shoes.
And the pointed
That's not good. That's almost as bad as the guys with the little whales on their belt.
Yeah, they're out there too.
Opposite ends of the spectrum, but both are dangerous.
But I'm excited. I'm excited for the Braves. I love to see Newcomb back. They say Newcomb lost like 20 pounds. He's pitched really well. He's probably going to be in the rotation, so that opens up a spot in the bullpen. So you got guys competing for that. So it's pretty competitive spring training so far.
Oh, I think it's going to be great. I'm with you. I mean, I think we've got all the momentum in the world.
We're in agreement on something.
Well, but not that shirt.
It's terrible. Sarah's told me today when I left, she said, "Are you really going to wear that today?" And I said, "Yes." So is it?
What are you trying to say to everybody with that?
It's like I'm a cowboy.
Yeah.
But,
No, but an avant-garde.
Like a buckhead cowboy.
And Exactly. And you got a guy taking your horse. You just walk in the bar. Don't even worry about it.
Oh, man. Went to the Hawks game last night. What a complete freaking disaster that was. It was packed, though. The place was packed. There's a lot of Memphis. Yeah, there's a lot of Memphis fans there.
But you know what? Who never comes in, we're
it's always
selling
full.
Out the place.
It's always full, man. People buying the merchandise, buying the food. It's a good time.
What was I going to say?
I don't know.
I don't know what the deal was last night, but we just couldn't get anything to go. I mean, we were in a dream world. There's a lot of Memphis fans there. Kind of like you on your phone while we're doing a show.
You know what I'm doing, Beau? I'm sharing the program. Okay. I wish you would.
Okay.
This is where you film.
All right.
Right.
Oh, here we go.
And there it goes. Boom. So
man. That was but that's the Hawks at this point.
It was really disappointing last night. I mean,
but that's what you get with a young team.
You got to remember that. You got to remember that at home. See, I'm on all these like Hawks fan boards and stuff, and I've never been a part of one of these things before. These people are lunatics. They're lunatics. Yeah. I mean, they go from, I'm not kidding you, the other day there was this whole movement behind making the playoffs. Oh, we're going to make the playoffs. I'm thinking, what in the hell are they talking about? So now, this morning, they want to fire the coach. They want to fire the general manager. It's crazy.
Yeah, no, that's terrible.
But those people are out there. That's the problem.
You know what the problem is? We really are a terrible sports town.
Shame on you,
and
by the way.
Sports talk radio makes it worse. Sports talk radio actually primes the pump for this craziness. It makes it worse.
So how would you handle? What would your take be on the Hawks right now? You would have to come strong with you've got to be patient, and I really don't hear anybody saying that. Well, and maybe I'm missing it.
We just 2 weeks ago we just made a big stride forward and accelerated our building process.
Talk about Clint Capella.
With Clint Capella,
who hasn't played yet.
Hasn't played. He's banged up.
Dedman just missed like the last week. That's your other center.
Dedman really playing well.
He's back Friday, by the way. And then Reddish didn't play last night either. And one thing that did come out last night, you really miss Reddish. defensively,
Yeah.
Running the floor,
Maybe
everything.
you're right. Maybe that's what one of the elements we were missing.
Because it was
last
more
year.
Vince Carter.
Yeah.
And you just can't play with him out there.
No.
You can't. I get it. He gets the standing ovation. He gets the
No,
bow.
stop,
Everybody
stop,
comes
stop,
and wants to touch
stop.
him.
God almighty. God, we love that. We love doing that. We love doing that. God, we love when a guy
Yeah, it's
is
his,
old,
it's his
past his
final
prime,
deal.
bring him in, we'll give him a pass to Peachtree Street, God,
A pass to Peachtree Street, that's
Yeah.
big time.
you can't get on Peachtree Street these days.
It's true.
Never since the Olympics, you can't get on it.
That's true. Yeah, last night at the game, though, it was funny to see with the coronavirus going around and people dropping dead left and right.
Mm-hmm.
The line for the sinks to wash your hands
Mm-hmm.
was a good 2-3 minute wait. Everybody was washing your hands, which tells me one thing, that when there's no threat of virus, nobody washes their hands because there's never a line to wash your
Well,
hands.
If there was like a common carrier in the world for the virus, it would be a pecker.
So it's been known to carry
Been
things.
known. You don't know what's going on in your pants all the time.
No, it's true.
Stuff is accumulating there.
It's a great point. I was at the boat this weekend. Some of the toilets I had to go on. Imagine the things I
wow.
was in contact with. It's out of my control. It's completely out of my control.
Like the boat rocks.
Oh,
You go through the window.
And then you lay down at night. You're still rocking. That. Oh boy.
I can get seasick in a heartbeat.
Hey, by the way, Chipper's going to be doing some play-by-play for
doing 20
ESPN.
games for ESPN.
Him and Shambi.
Shambi.
Yeah. We'll see. Give him a chance.
Yeah.
See how it works.
Yeah.
Well,
you know what? I never liked David Ross doing it anyway. I never liked David Ross when he was here. He was such a goofball.
He's too goofy to be a manager. I saw him the other day.
How
with
the
his-
heck can you give him the job? I mean,
And
open
get rid of
your eyes.
And get rid of Joe Madden. He's
This
too
is-
buddy with them. I can already tell. He's talking to him and sunflower seeding. And
Who is?
Ross?
Talking to who?
His players, his weights. It's just like
It's that's.
I mean, some guys can do it. I just don't see
No,
him
he
as-
just doesn't have any. I wouldn't consider him a leader.
because he's got a good personality and he's a catcher. So those two things translate to television, right? And then if you come across articulate on television and know the game, there it is. Plus, he's a hero in that town. They're goofy like that.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
They really are, man. It's a whole different thing.
Yeah, Chi-Town.
Chi-town. But, yeah, man. So, Falcons, they just got done with the combine up there. I'm sure Thomas and, the whole gang
They
up
sent
there.
everybody.
DQ, everybody.
That's the problem. That's one of the problems. They don't know. Isn't it amazing when you see these things? We were just talking about David Ross, and you see the way we operate things with the Falcons. What happened to being a judge of human nature? What happened to somebody just having a
That
sense
comes from leadership.
he's a good guy, he's a bad guy, he can help us, he can't help us?
That's leadership.
Where does that come from? Where did it go to? I mean,
Who has that? Who would you say today is an example of someone who...
Bill Belichick.
Right. But if Bell... Okay.
And there's been guys, over the years that have do that.
The thing
Jerry
about...
Glanville's like that.
The thing about Belichick that's crazy to me, and he gets a pass it because he wins so much, is you are, unless you're Tom Brady, you are totally expendable. Like, he's actually looking for ways to get rid of you.
Well, you know what?
Remember that linebacker they had? And he was like, I'm going to hold out, I want to raise, blah, blah, blah.
Boom.
Boom, Cleveland.
Yeah, I have no problem with that. I have no problem
love
with
it.
that. I have no problem. That's part of their culture. That's
Right.
what it is. You're going to be a patriot. This is the way you're going to act. Look at us. We don't have a culture.
No, we
don't
definitely
have any
don't have a
culture.
culture. It's disappointing, man. It's frustrating to talk about the team. There's such a negative stigma around it. And credit to the true fans, because there are fans that still stick by them thick and thin.
There's a lot of people don't understand why the stigma's around it.
Right.
In other words, they just have not seen or they don't have the time to or the experience to look at a team and understand that This is not right.
Yeah, but just to think, to say that they're totally inept and that they, there's no
They're
vibe in
not
the city.
totally inept.
No. But what I'm saying is to think we were literally like one play away from being world champions, and then we're never having this conversation.
Hans,
I understand, but I'm saying to myself that it's amazing that it's that one.
What's amazing is how we've gone downhill from there. In other words, that was one of those things. That was an aberration. That was fate. That was like every good thing coming together at the same time.
It's a Super Bowl hangover, Beau. It's just
no
a really long one.
Stupid. We got rid of the wrong people. We didn't start from the beginning in 2017. We thought we could pick it up right from the Super Bowl. You can't. And we've gone downhill ever since.
Yeah.
Not even close. We're not even close.
I'll agree with that. And then you look at the players that are actually getting paid on the team. Your Desmond Trufants, your Devonta Freeman, Jake Matthews even. I mean, I get it, he's a starting left tackle. Mm-hmm. He's not exceptional. You could draft somebody as good as he is. So in my mind, he's overpaid. You've got a lot of just dead money to an extent on that roster of guys that are getting, I guess a lot of teams do, but it just seems like it's really hamstringing us because we have Matt and Julio, making all that money.
Right. And
can't do anything.
And we gave money to defensive linemen too.
Yeah, great.
Yeah, that's what I was surprised that Thomas Dimitroff said that the other day.
About
because I'm a Dimitroff.
How difficult of a situation they're in, basically.
I'm surprised. That was kind of like throwing them under the bus.
It was.
And to me that wasn't Thomas Dimitroff because he's one of us. He's the only guy up there who's one of us.
Right.
And I've always been a fan of him. He's always been a straight shooter, and nothing prima donna about him whatsoever. So I was just surprised, and he doesn't usually make mistakes like that. But I thought that was kind of weird.
I wonder what he wants. I mean, like outside of the Julio trade, I mean, we've had a bad run of injuries. With a lot of the guys that we've drafted, but we've also misevaluated on a lot of guys. And I don't know who was more responsible for Vic Beasley. Was it Dan Quinn or was it, somebody else on the staff? But I mean, he never, there were red flags all over him that he wasn't big enough to play. But we wanted to play fast. We wanted to have these interchangeable linebackers and safeties.
Well, that's all right. Stick with your philosophy. If
now
that's your philosophy, milk it. But we don't. We didn't. When he fell off,
that's true.
Excuse me.
You're right.
We moved the positions. We moved him around, and he started slow, and all the negative chatter started coming around, and he didn't respond to it. I think he's going to have a good year because he is lickety split quick. He is tough. He's undersized.
Yeah,
definitely.
We'll see. I wonder who will end up taking a look at him. It's hard. I saw somebody tweeting about free agency today. So free agency is technically going on right now in the NFL.
Yeah.
Like if Tom Brady wanted to sign with the freaking New York Jets tomorrow, he could.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Oh.
What do you think he's going to do? What do you think he's going to sign? Think he stays in New England? He has to,
Buffalo.
right?
I think Buffalo.
What's he going to be cold?
Up to call. What he wants to prove to everybody. He's a tough guy.
Right. They were talking about it on the radio the other day.
What's he going to do? He's going to wherever Giselle wants to live. That's what he's going to do.
Right. That's what I'm saying. What about the Giants? Why couldn't he do that?
Well, the organization's not strong enough yet. They've floundered for so many years, and they've got they're trying to right the ship now and get it together. Tom's not going to go to a place that's not buttoned up, ready to win.
Right.
And I hear San Diego, I hear Chargers a lot.
Right.
Are they ready to win?
I don't think so. I'm with you on that. Let's see, who would be a team that needs a quarterback that's ready to win? I would go as far as saying the Vikings, and I know they can't because they've got the contract with Cousins. But I mean, if they had a good quarterback, man, they would be good.
I agree.
Not that he's terrible, but he gets rattled. He will make one play a game that costs him the game. You know what I'm saying?
He gets all bound up. It's like
he's like faulty.
Yeah, exactly. You never know, but it's always there.
So what about Tech, man? So Tech last night, if you didn't know, they were sanctioned for the NCAA for some things that happened a couple years ago at a strip club, some money given to some recruits, and a guy basically threw the coach under the bus. The 2-year suspension from postseason play. Eligible to play in the ACC tournament, I believe, conference tournament, this year and next year. Well, they rescinded that. They rescinded their appeal, rather, and so now they're ineligible for the ACC tournament.
That's right.
Yeah.
And
sucks for the seniors, by the way.
Sucks for the seniors, but you know what? For the sake of the program, you had to.
You had to.
Because you can't recruit saying we're not going to play at the end of the year.
Right. And knowing the NCAA, they won't give them any clarity on that until after the fact.
Right. Yeah,
they'll screw them one way.
That's the worst part of the NCAA.
Right. They're malicious in nature.
Yeah, but they just...
It's malicious in nature. I do not think that they're, I think their sole purpose is to do for the good of the student athletes, right?
Yeah.
And I don't think that that's where their mind is. There's no common sense. There's just silly book that they go by.
No, you know what? You've got to convene 12 guys. When something like this happens, convene 12 guys, make a decision the next day, and boom. I understand there's some investigations to go, but make a decision and then,
hey, we got to recruit. Okay, we've paid our pension, our penance. Let's go. We got to recruit. So anyway, with that aside, I mean, it sucks for the seniors, but it had to be done. I went to the Louisville game a couple weeks ago.
Yeah,
I was impressed. For a while there, I really thought Pastor was in over his head with what he's got and what he's got coming back next year with some more guys getting recruited.
The guy can coach.
He seems like he
can coach.
The players like him. He's got a little toughness to him.
Now the thing is. Can he administrate a program? Can he be an overall really strong
Well, the first
leader?
thing he had to do was get this monkey off his back. So
hopefully, so it's good they did that. It's good they did that. Yeah.
Right. But it was fun. That was the first game I've been to at McCamish in the new arena. That's the first game I've been to in the new arena that was a good atmosphere. And granted, it was a lot of Louisville fans because they could come down and get tickets. It was 50-50. It was a great environment for a basketball game.
It is.
So, I mean, it's there, man. And it's so
Tech's
cool.
a treasure.
It's
in
so
the middle
cool.
of the city. And,
walk out of there, you take a right, go across. There's all the road. They got all the bars and restaurants over there now. And you got all the stuff on campus. It's great.
Go over to Varsity. You're going to pay too much for a hot dog as far
Chili
as Arthur's concerned.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Arthur sells them for $1.50.
You mentioned the Varsity Arthur. He just rolls his eyes.
Oh.
Please. Who can afford that?
I can do a hot dog better than that.
Who can afford that? Oh, man. Well, yeah, so good for Georgia Tech. What do you take out of Cochran? Scotty Cochran coming to...
I love it. Well, first of all, he got a $100,000 raise. So that can't be sneezed at.
How much do those guys get made? How much do they make?
$700.
So now he got $7.
Now he's $7.
That's a big deal.
And the other thing is, he had to embellish his resume by getting on field and being a coordinator or a coach.
No brainer.
So he's a special teams coordinator, but he's deeply involved in the Georgia weight training program.
Right. I mean, and who would you rather deal with on a daily basis? Nick Saban or Kirby Smart?
Yeah.
That's a win.
Yeah.
Where would you rather live? Tuscaloosa, Alabama, or Athens, Georgia? That's a win. So Saban's got to be kind of butthurt about this. I would think so.
He's got to,
are things crumbling, just kind of tilting a little bit? Please, God, please.
Enough
with Alabama.
You know, I agree, but
enough.
You know what? I love Alabama. They set the curve, man.
Of course.
They set the curve. I mean, they're
all-timer.
I have no problem with Alabama.
But it's time.
It's time.
It's time.
It's time. Yeah. Hey, it's our time.
With all that said, with all that said, the only team that I saw last year that could have even been in the same conversation on the same field as LSU was Alabama with a healthy Tua.
Right.
That was it.
Right.
And here we are writing them off.
Right.
And they were the second best team in the country with a healthy quarterback last year. And who knows? Maybe they beat LSU with a healthy Tua. But
well, you know what? He's accepted this challenge.
Oh, yeah. Oh, how'd you like to be going into spring camp?
How about walking into his office saying, Coach, I don't know.
Coach, I've been talking to Jessica back at home. Back in Dothan.
I don't know what to tell you.
I feel like I need to be with her right now, Coach Saban.
Mm-hmm. He's
That's
really,
hilarious.
he's real.
So Fromm didn't do good though at the combine.
I would,
I don't know. I don't measure these
He
things.
did great in what he does well, and that is all the mid-range throws. Very, very accurate. I was surprised at him. He ran a 5.1. He was the slowest quarterback. And all, but you know what? He's the type of guy. If he gets on the roster and gets a chance, he's going to move the ball.
Why did he go pro? We see there had to be
You know what?
something
There's
in
something.
Athens.
There is something, and remember we talked about it a couple of weeks ago, or the last time you showed up for a show, I think in 2015, and we talked about it. There was something between him and Swift.
Right.
I mean, and I was so shocked at that because there are two leaders,
Right.
and I was surprised that those guys were going at each other.
But I wonder how
Like
much
that.
of that stems from, a lot of the negative feelings that potentially could have been there going back to the Fields deal. Because, I mean, Fields, that whole recruiting class came to Georgia to play with him.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm
Right.
sure he had relationships there, and they were pulling for one guy or the other or whatnot. And,
Right.
Kirby ends up going with Fromm. And how about the irony that you don't end up with either one of them 2 years
Right.
later? Think about this. You've been Eason, Fromm. It's crazy ever since Murray left.
How about you're from, and this happened, and you're throwing right after Jacob Eason?
Oh, God. Is that really what he had
Yeah,
to do?
yeah, that was what happened the other day. Here's Jacob Eason, the 6'5".
Yeah, he's born to be an NFL quarterback.
Look like Superman, and just slinging that thing like Namath all over the lot. And then here comes, Jake.
Hey,
He's a great quarterback, but he's thinking and dunking and that kind of stuff.
like Drew Brees.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Drew Brees got a pretty strong arm, though.
Yeah. Well, no, yeah. But I'm talking about the little.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The dink, the dunk.
He's not going to be a professional quarterback. I don't think. The game has changed, man. Especially if the guys who dink and dunk and do that, you got to be able to move. And I don't really consider him a mobile quarterback. He's
No.
not a statue like Eason.
No.
But who knows, man? He's always been able to compete.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. I'll pull him for him a little bit, unless I find out that he's a ding-dong type of guy. Andre Swift, I don't,
Right.
that was not a good sign.
You've been watching any other NBA? You've been watching Zion?
Yeah.
Yeah. He's everything that I thought that he was going to be.
You know what he is? He's just a raw muscle man.
I mean, they go in there and try to get that ball from him.
Oh,
It's crazy.
oh my God.
It is crazy. But that was fun to watch him go against the Lakers and compete and do all that. Did you see JaVale McGee try to get his jersey?
No.
After the game, he walks up to Zion and he goes, "Hey man, great game." They hug it off and everything. He goes, "Well, let me get your jersey." And Zion literally goes, "No, man!" Like pushed him away. Like, I'm not giving you my jersey. What are you, crazy? You're JaVale McGee. I'm 19 years old, but I'm not giving you my jersey.
I didn't see that.
Right.
I was surprised because he's such a humble kid.
Well, right. But I mean, it was kind of ridiculous on JaVale McGee's part. It's almost like he lost a bet.
I tell you what, I would never get pissed off back in the day when guys would come up and want my jersey. You know what I mean? I'd say, yeah.
And every day you come home, Mom be like, "Where's your shirt, Bo?"
Mom, I gave it away.
Again?
We got to go to Dick's Sporting Goods to get another one.
Again, where was Dick's Sporting Goods? Was that on 10th Street?
Yeah, right next to Madison Square, at the entrance to Madison Square Garden. Seriously.
That was the original Dick's
The
Sporting
original
Goods?
Dick's Sporting
I was being a Weisenheimer, but
No,
that's
it was
actually true.
it was like the lobby of the original Madison Square Garden on 7th Avenue.
See, I thought they were from like Korea or something. Dick's Sporting Goods. I didn't know that.
Man, how could you know?
How could you know? How could you know?
Let me see what I got here.
Oh, you should have some good stuff. I can fill for you while we do this.
Yeah, go ahead. That's what
Yeah.
you do.
So my dog Otis, maybe you guys can write into the show and help me with this. He won't. Did Chopper ever do this? He won't stop chewing himself, like his arms. Like he's trying to eat his arms, and he had a sore. And so we put the cone on him. We've done all kinds of crazy stuff, but he just keeps finding a way. We put T-shirts on him. We've tied him up. We put him in his kennel. We've sedated him.
I don't think he can deal with you and your antics. I mean, you make him nervous.
I'm his favorite.
You make him nervous.
No. He's very happy with me. He's a great family dog, but he's
But
got
dogs do that. I mean, some more so than you have to put him in a collar for a while.
yeah. But that I would get the hint. If somebody put a collar on me, I would get the hint that So what do you got?
I don't know. It's all mixed up here.
We're getting close to Augusta. We got what? 3 weeks?
Hey, you know what?
Month?
Spring has sprung, Doctor. I hope we get some rain because we could use some rain.
I was just thinking about that. My car was very dry. A lot of the ground out there. I think tomorrow was 100% chance all day. So you got that going.
My nephew had a tree fall on his house in the last year.
Tommy.
I'm surprised there's not more of that. There's been so much rain. Where trees just have no more roots. It's
Right.
too soft. They just fall down.
I have a tree that has fallen across my back fence.
You haven't cut it up yet? You haven't? Have you got a skill saw?
Here's the thing. It's caught on another tree. I got a quote from a tree company. No, I can't go up there.
You got tree climbers. That's what I did in the Marine Corps. I was a wireman. We had to climb all those trees and stuff. Had those things on my feet.
Are you serious?
Sliding down. Yeah, so sliding down that thing. For 2 years, my arms were scabs.
This is all making perfect sense now. Because there's this crazy guy from Guatemala, Jimmy. I don't think Jimmy's his real name. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe Jimmy's in Guatemala. But anyway, Jimmy, I said, Jimmy, what are you, tree? He literally just runs straight at the biggest tree in my yard and just starts walking up the damn tree. And he's looking over the fence and he's like, what did I say to him, son? And he's talking to his guys and his guy says to he says, $700. He says, to take it away. He's like, but if I just cut it down, we'll leave it in the creek, which would be Brookhaven. I would never do that.
No.
$300. So I'm going to spend the extra $400 and get it properly removed.
I don't believe you are. I apologize. I just don't believe you are.
Well, the legitimate company from Guatemala, right? They are aware with Brookhaven's laws. Mm-hmm. So he would have never given me two prices unless he knew it was in with them. They had to deal with them.
You got a creek back there?
Yeah. It's ways back, though.
You won't even see them.
Right?
You won't even see them.
My luck would be
and fish need things to breed. Yeah. That's why
to play in.
Yeah, to play in, to breed, come around the corner, wink at the lady fish.
Like when you go see them at the pet store.
Exactly.
You never see them just in a plain bowl.
No. They're all antsy. They're all horny as hell.
So what I was going with the NBA, if you could pick right now, what two teams do you think are in the finals?
Well, Milwaukee.
Right. Milwaukee might not lose a game.
Milwaukee and...
It's got to be LA or LA. What a series that's going to be if we can get lucky enough to get that. Clippers and Lakers at Staples Center.
I guess, yeah.
Yeah. Especially with the Kobe thing and all that, man. The NBA is like a soap opera. It really is.
I'm just noticing lately it's getting more so.
Right.
Where it got, what prompted the extraordinary hugs now? I mean, some of these guys, I want to offer to get them a room.
I think they've been watching a lot of Braves baseball, and they see Ozzie Albies and Ronald Acuna and their relationship and how it's carried over to their performance on the field.
True.
And they want to replicate that on the court.
True.
Why wouldn't you? They look happy.
Yeah. Why don't you say goodbye? You did it now. You did it.
All right. We'll see you guys next week. We're going to put this on a podcast for you, possibly.
Friday?
Send us some comments. No,
Friday?
I can't do Friday. I'm out Friday.
What do you mean you're out Friday? You were out last Friday.
I'll be back a couple Fridays from now.
See?